Let us try to understand time further. Now, I've taken the childhood, teenage, younger, old person, older, and death. All these are the names that we have given for time. These things represent the time in our world. Previously, I mentioned that death is a creation by the universe in order for the beings to be sent to other worlds, and for the other beings to give space of the earth to be born on the earth. So now, if we consider the childhood, how do we figure out the childhood? Now we know that when a child is born, the time elapses, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years, like that. And as the sun rises, we figure out the time. So that then lifetime combinations we figure out lifetime combinations, and then the mass force collects those lifetime combinations. Lifetime combinations, the mass force uses these lifetime combinations to represent the collective understandings, that is the growth. When the time elapses, hours, days, weeks, months and years, the child grows up. That elapsing time, hours, days are added together. The mass force adds all these times together and create the childhood. Childhood is time. It is composed of hours, days, weeks, months and years. Then that means if we stretch out the childhood or the time, childhood is also time, and if we stretch out that time, we will be able to see these things: hours, minutes, days, years. Similarly, we can stretch teenage also. It's also time. It is also composed of these. Then that means now the childhood is a creation, and when we add up the times of childhood, then the result is teenage. That is again time. Then when the mass force adds up the childhood and teenage, that means when it comes to teenage, in that also it is also composed of hours, days, years, months and years. Then time elapses, then it creates the younger age. That's also time. So childhood, the mass force adds childhood to the teenage, and then the result is the younger age, younger person. So that's again time. Then likewise, by adding up all these three, childhood, teenage, younger, then old person is created. That's also time. Old person is also time. All these represent different understandings of time. Then old person, when the person is old, he also has the mass force collects hours, days, weeks, months and years, and then creates the death. That collective, the mass force collects those and leads the old person to death. So now the death is the creation, death is time. Then in the opposite of this, now if we stretch out the death, now we went from childhood to death. Death is a creation. If from death to childhood, the death is composed of days, hours, months and years. We stretch out. Then what do we see? Then we will be able to see the other time. That is The death is composed of old person, old that time. Then we can stretch out that time also. Then we will be able to see the younger. That's also time. Then we stretch out that. That is, this is composed of teenage plus childhood. You stretch out that further and further. Then what happens? We will be able to see the childhood. Come to the childhood. When we stretch out death or the time, death is also time, then we will be able to see, we will be able to come to the childhood. So then death, now the old person becomes a child. So we, by eliminating the mass force, because mass force has collected these things. Mass force has collected time, and then it has created the growth. The child grows up with time. Child grows up, and then he becomes an old person. Then old person only will die. So death is a creation. Then backwards, if we remove the mass force, eliminate the mass force, then an old person becomes a child. So that's the eternity. So then that means death is a creation. So everyone doesn't have to die. So death is not a necessity. It's not a necessary thing in this world. It's a creation. So if we break up the light, mass and time combination, then we will be able to experience the eternity. That person transcends this world. He goes to an eternal existence. So the mass force represents the growth. Mass force represents the growth. It collects light-time combinations, and then if anything is growing, that undergoes the death. That has the death at the end of the day. Not only for beings, it happens in plants as well. The plants also grow from seeds, and when the plants absorb light time combinations, the mass force collects that. Collects light time combinations. I'll explain that separately. Then the plants grow up, grow taller and bigger, and further, and as the time elapses, the plant starts flowering. So that is the growth. When the plant grows to some extent, to some height or to some age, some years, then it starts flowering. Flowering represents the growth. And also then after that it gives out fruits. Giving out fruits is also representing the growth for its next generation. The mass force only does that. If we can break up the light mass time combination, if we can break up the mass force, then we can experience eternity. All creations, that is why all creations in these worlds undergo death and destruction. The time at the universe's origin doesn't elapse. The light at the universe's origin doesn't travel. But when it comes to our world, both light and time travels. The time elapses. Then the mass force creates light time combinations, adds up light time combinations in our world, and those combinations are transient. Those creations are transient. The creations in Sahasrari worlds are made out of light, time and mass. As the time elapses and light travels, the creations take place by the mass force undergo changes. Those creations are transient. But when it comes to the universe's origin, as the time and light cannot be measured, the light doesn't travel, time doesn't elapse, everlasting time, then the mass force collects those light and combinations, but as those are eternal, the light and time, then whatever the mass force collects are not creating transient worlds, transient beings and plants. Those are everlasting creations. Eternal creations in up to immortal planes, from the universe's origin up to immortal planes. And when we talk about immortal planes, the beings, the universe only creates those beings. And when it comes to Sahasri worlds, our worlds, we are born from mother's womb. So we undergo the death. Everyone has to die. As the universe creates the beings in immortal planes, the universe creates the beings and plants in their full growth. Those beings and plants do not start from small size and grow up. Fully grown beings and plants are created, and the trees have fruits and flowers forever. Fruits and flowers forever. The beings don't have death. They don't experience death or sadness. Those worlds are permanent worlds, eternal worlds. And you must be wondering whether how could that happen. Now, the beings live in immortal planes. They take in the forces. Like now we breathe in the air. In those planes, no atmosphere. There is only a vacuum. So they survive with forces. Those beings those beings, plants and worlds are non-physical. They are not made out of matter. They exist as wisdom or forces. And no space created. There are no gaps in between those creations. Like our world, in our world, there is a gap between every creation, every object. That is why those worlds are everlasting. Now, even if, now let's say, in an immortal plane, if I have explained this previously also, when the beings want to eat some fruits, then even if they eat, the plants create the fruits. The universe quickly creates the fruits again as it was, because there is no space. Let us try to understand how the light, time, mass acts on the growth of plants. Now we discussed about how do they involve in creating the beings, the growth in the beings. Now in plants, we can see that now when the plant is growing, what is happening now when we see the sunlight, we receive the sunlight. So the plants receive sunlight. When it is received, when the plants receive sunlight, we'll take the first one here. So plant receives the sunlight, then sunlight brings time with it. Because when we see the light only, we figure out it's the morning or daytime, like that, depending on the amount of light. When there's no light, we figure out it's the night. So the plants take in light. When the plants take in light, it brings the time also along with it, because light is the perfectness, completeness. So light can make the time visible. When the light comes, it doesn't come individually, it brings the time also. Then the morning comes. Morning is time, and we have to think about this. You can remember that previously I explained how the time in our world is created. What is its origin? It's started from the universe's origin, force cube, plants, beings, the sun, moon, worlds, immortal planes. Then only it comes to Sahasri worlds. 3 Sahasri worlds, 1 into 10 to the power 9 suns. Then that time comes to Dvisahasri worlds. Then 1 into 10 to the power 6 suns. Then 1000 suns in our worlds. Then at last our sun. Right, so that is how the time has come. It has come from the universe's origin. Then all those, when the time, the plants receive time, it is coming from universe's origin, bringing all information. Then it passes all those planes, immortal planes, and thousands, 1 into 10 to the power 9 suns, right? And light too. Light also does the same thing, coming from universe's origin. Then when the plants take in light time combination, then what do we see now? Let's say now when sunlight comes to the plants in the so then it's the morning. Then when the time after the morning it's the evening. Then the morning time, daytime, evening, and night. So like that the time elapses. And the following day, we see the plant is grown taller. It's grown taller. And the third day, further. After a few more days, you see a significant increase in height. Or there will be more leaves. Sometimes more flowers, or sometimes fruits. You can see fruits on the tree. So when this is happening, you can see the leafing out and plants grown taller, bigger. The tree leaves have become bigger, and the plant's trunk has got different shape, and it has become thicker and broader. The branches have spread. So when the time passes, as the plant receives light, time elapses, then you see those changes in the plant. And how do you see those changes in the plant? You need to adapt those, right? How do you adapt? Now, first, this is what you see first. Then, to this creation, this part is added up. Then on the second day, or after a few days, or let's for now we'll take it as the second day. This is what you see on the first day, and then you combine that first day creation, what you observe, with this second day creation, and all together you say that okay, now it's grown to a taller height. It has got more leaves, and it has become thicker. The trunk has become thicker. Like that you figure it out, right? So how does that happen all of a sudden? Like, who did that? The mass force. The mass force assembles light-time combinations. It combines this new part and this old part must be combined together. They should be combined together. So it's like a mystical force. The mass force acts as a mystical force. Light and time comes to the plant and you see the growth. You won't see any light or time in the plant, but what you see is, what you can observe is the growth of it. So that is the mass force. It's done by the mass force. It's a mystical force. So the mass force represents the growth. Growth is leafing out, taller, bigger, and flowering, giving out fruits. So all those representing the growth. So this is how light, time, mass have created the entire universe, the plants, beings, and even the worlds. Now let me give the ultimate definitions of light, mass, and time. The scientists keep trying to define these quantities. They have not thought about the light though, but they have not been able to do this because these things, the universe's origin and the ultimate definitions of to describe every creation, that means every creation in the universe has been made out of light, mass, and time, and how to define those absolutely, it can be done only by an immense wisdom. These things, my spiritual teacher unveils these things to the world through his immense wisdom. The knowledge, the observations cannot, based on the knowledge and observations, cannot define these quantities at all. They can define, but those are not ultimate truths or ultimate definitions, absolute definitions. The light represents the perfectness, and at the universe's origin, the light is the wisdom light, and it as the no matter created at the universe's origin, that light is not produced by any sun or moon, not produced by any source. And that is the most purest and powerful light in the universe, from which entire universe receives light. And it's the perfectness, the completeness. And when it comes to time, time is a framework and it cannot make itself visible. Time exists, but it cannot make it visible. So what does the light do? Light makes it visible. You know, when we see the light only, we figure out the time. That's because the light brings the time to us and to the universe too. And when it comes to mass is a force. Even light, time are also forces, because those are the purest elements in the universe and they exist as forces. Mass force assembles light-time combinations in the universe, and also the mass has the ability to collect things in the universe. Due to the mass force only we see all these creations. If the mass force is not there, not existing, then we cannot see full creations in the universe. These are the ultimate definitions, and we unveil these definitions first time to the world, and you will have no references for these. Further about light, we see, when we think about light, we see the light in different colors: yellow, blue, green, red, like that we say. This is similar to the time. I explained the time is morning, younger, older, teenage, leafing out. So those are the different meanings that we have given for time in our world, but none of those represent the time. Similarly, yellow light, blue light, green light also don't represent the light. Light is the unique element. So none of those, even sunlight, moonlight, are also not the light. So light is light. It's a unique creation, unique element in the universe. Therefore, light doesn't have a color. Light has no color. So light, these are different meanings that we have given for light. That also we need to understand very clearly. This content awakens the deepest wisdom. Your deepest is spirituality, and don't study. I advise you to not to study these contents about universe's origin and how to figure out the universe. Now I am explaining how to figure out the universe's origin, explaining light, mass and time. So this is a very profound content. When you are studying these things, you must experience, you must entertain your life. While entertaining only, you must study these. Otherwise, because this is what we are explaining is the universe's origin, which is at an infinite distance away from us, and it has a boundless wisdom, which that our brain cannot grasp that content, because our brain is not used to this kind of purest content, purest state of the universe. We are used to this world, the transient world contents. So in case if any unbalance arises within you, you can contact us. We can help you. Even when I was experiencing the universe's origin, by learning this and following, then I also went to an imbalanced state, because now it's kind of like when I in my case, my experience is I was not able to grasp anything from outside. It was kind of actually unbalanced. And because if when someone is talking to me, I have to grasp that. I have to, for me to focus on that, I have to take that into my mind. But my mind was not able to capture that. Then my spiritual teacher helped me to recover from that. That is why, so you can contact us. We have given the number also. So that is the validation of this content, truthfulness of this content. You cannot experience that from any existing sciences in this world. Let me explain briefly about light, mass and time in our world. When it comes to our world, the light travels, produced from a source, such as the sun or moon, and also the time elapses, and we can measure the time, whereas we cannot measure the time at the universe's origin. It's an everlasting time, because we can measure the time if the things undergo changes only. At the universe's origin and in immortal planes, nothing undergo changes. So you cannot measure. The mind doesn't exist. And also, when it comes to mass, in our world, the mass represents as the growth, and it creates the depth. Also, and due to the mass force, the whole world, Sahasri worlds have become transient worlds. We experience the sadness, problems. Nothing is permanent in these worlds. So that's it. And this is enough, more than enough, for you to figure out the universe's origin. And then after this, I have to explain the force cube. I explain it very briefly. Then you can. Then after that, I have to explain how to figure out the force cube also. See you in a next video, a new video.